My name is Osahon Ilobum. I'll be your trainer on this lab. On this lab, we'll be looking at CloudWatch alarm and simple notification service. Overview of this lab. In this lab, you will learn how to create a CloudWatch alarm that integrates to simple notification system to trigger email notification. I want you to take a careful look at the architectural structure. So there are 4 resources here to be deployed: the instance, the CloudWatch services, the simple notification service, and the alarm system. So it's pretty much straightforward. We are going to run a stress test on this particular subject to trigger the notification, which will be tied to an email. So simple as the structure is the same way it is on the AWS console. So we'll be going to the console to run through this architecture. So I'll go to first, I'll create the instance. Click on launch instance. I'll be creating a Linux instance. So I'll leave it on Amazon Linux. The AMI is defaulted. The instance type is defaulted. The key, I'm going to select any key is fine. So I'm going to select the Windows, which is customized, or I create a new key. Here I'm going to choose a default or a customized. So I'll be choosing my customize. The availability zone under the subnets, I can choose either. So I'm choosing the default one here, which is public. The public IP is enabled. I'm going to search or use an existing security group or firewall. So I'll use the Linux PB. And finally, I'll click on launch. All the information required for a web server, Linux web server, have been addressed. I'll click on launch. I'll click on my instance. I'll click on refresh. So we can see that the status is showing initializing. So it will take 3 minutes for this resource to be updated with the status 2 of 2. So this is the first resource. The next is we are going to look at a CloudWatch service. So search on here CloudWatch. I'm connecting the CloudWatch to our instance that we just created. So I'll go to the matrix directly, or matrix. We are looking at connecting the CloudWatch to our EC2. Click on EC2 and I'll click on pre-instant matrix. So I'll have to duplicate this. Right click and click on duplicate. So I'll go back to the EC2 we just created. On the resource, we have it here. Click on the resource. Let's refresh. I'll need to copy the instance ID either from here directly or come here, click on instance ID. So I've copied that. Let me refresh a little more. So the head check is showing us 2 of 2. That is perfectly fine. Now I go to the CloudWatch tab. I come to search. I'll put in my ID and click on search. So I have to go straight down to the CPU utilization, okay, which will be connected to the alarm. Okay, I'll click on CPU, and this is all on the CloudWatch. At this point, I've selected and I've connected the CloudWatch to the EC2. The next resource is the simple notification system. I'll click search for it, click on the service. I'll put a name here for the simple notification. So I'm going to put a name. This is the name I've selected. I'll be using standard as our type. The name is already populated here. The next thing, the description, the name display, it is optional. Okay, I may just put so I'll move straight down. I'll click on create topic. Pretty much very simple. The next thing, I'll go down, I'll click on subscription. So with the subscription, I'm going to select the communication type soon. So we have our protocol. How do we want the communication or the subscription to be? Is it through email, through Lambda, through SQS? I want it through email. So the notification will come by email. So I'm going to select my email. And I'm going to click on subscribe. At this point, I've successfully created the resource, which is SNS simple notification system, and I've subscribed. Immediately I receive an email requesting my confirmation for the subscription. I've accepted, and now it is active, ready for use. The third resource I'll be needing is the alarm. I'm going to the CloudWatch again, and now I'm going to set up the alarm. So the alarm will trigger the SNS, which is simple notification system, when the utilization has come to maybe 10% or 20% utilization of the CPU. I'm coming to alarm or alarms. I'm going to create my alarm, select my metrics, and this alarm will be tied to EC2 as well. Pre-instant metrics, I'm going to select that. At this point, I'll go back to the instance to take to copy the instance ID. I'll put it in here and I'll click on search. I'll go straight down to where I have the CPU utilization. Okay, I'll select it just like I did for the CloudWatch. I'll click on select matrix. Now I'm going to specify the matrix condition here. I'll move that all the parameters have been completed. I'm going to put the threshold to be 10. Okay, I'll click on next. So I'm going to configure the action here. At this point, I'll select the name of my simple notification system. I'm connecting that simple notification system to the alarm. You can see by default my email is here, which is the endpoint. And straight down, there's no other action. Click on next. Now description of the alarm, I'll put operation. You can give it a name of your own. So I'll move straight down and I'll click on next. So at this point I have successfully set up an alarm, just the preview, and I'll click on create an alarm. So the status is showing insufficient data. That means it's still being processed. Just give it a little time for an update. Why I have to go waiting for the update, I go back to the instance here. I'll have to run my connection for a stress test. So selecting the instance, click on connection, go down, I'll click on connect. So we have the server for the line command. I'm going to use the stress Linux line to configure or to stress the CPU. Once the CPU is stressed, give it 3 minutes, it will trigger an alarm based on the threshold of the utilization set up on the alarm. So I'm going to copy the Linux code. I'll paste it here. So that is completed successfully. I'm going to copy another, which is to stress the CPU. This is for installation. This is to stress the CPU. So this is perfectly done. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, the CPU utilization under the instance, let's see, monitoring, it is being stressed already. You can see it very soon. Once it gets to that line, there'll be a trigger to my phone as an alert. Now on the alert, you can see the status has moved from insufficient to okay. So everything is perfectly in place. We have created an instance. We also look at the CloudWatch. We look at the SNS. We created also an alarm to trigger. So this is for monitoring generally. Once the utilization got to the threshold, the alarm will trigger an email through the simple notification system to the email, which is the endpoint. Thank you so much and do have a great day. I hope you join me in the next session. And if there's any comments, if there's any question, please drop me a chat. Thank you.